You're pulling on the lugs. She doesn't seem too bothered right now. What are you doing? Are you playing? She absolutely loves this toy. Want me to help you? Yeah. So we pop those out first. And then we put the drawer in. There you go.
Have we showed what the elves
She absolutely loves it. Have we showed what the elves have?
Elf.
Should we go have a look, Isla?
The elf.
Let's show everyone. Whoop.
And we got chocolate lollies.
But he did leave them chocolate treats.
To say you don't need to be scared.
To say you don't need to be scared of me.
I'm a nice elf.
I'm here to cause mischief.
I'm a very mischievous elf, but I'm not going to hit.
No. Right, we're just getting ourselves ready. Have you pulled it out again? Hey, I need to clean up this mess. And we're going to set off to Mila's appointment. She's got a hip appointment this morning. My hair's still wet because I'm trying not to use heat on it by drying it, so I'm just letting it dry on its own. It looks a bit messy. Esme did want me to film. She asked me, get the camera and can you film this? Because she's been out at the dentist this morning early with Chris. And if you didn't watch the vlog, I can't even remember when it was, before we went away a couple of weeks ago, Esme went to the dentist because she was having toothache. She has low enamel on some of her back teeth, which means that they decay easier. I had the same thing with my teeth when I was growing up. Are you walking on your tiptoes? Ball, it's a balloon, clever girl. So her teeth are more susceptible to having like decay on them, which is what was happening to one tooth at the back. So that got sorted out. Today she went back. It got sorted out temporarily. Today she went back for the actual proper.
You love using your hands, don't you?
I know, I'm always using my hands. For the actual proper procedure doing. And also, what did he do to the tooth that's got low enamel, babe?
He
put a
real plastic, like a real glue stuff to keep it like not
so that it doesn't.
It's like
it's okay. She's fine. It's so that it won't decay. So it's not decayed, but he can see that there's really low enamel.
I need to explain why I look like this.
He explained. Sorry, he could tell that there was low enamel on one of her teeth, another one. So to prevent that from decaying, he's put like something over the top.
And I had to get an injection in my gum that made it all numb. So every time I smile, it looks like this. I'm so lost. I cannot feel my entire gum.
It's actually got worse since she got home. It's moved up her face now to her nose.
Right, this is it.
One second.
I can do this trick where I move my nose like this. No, only one side works.
That's just so weird.
Like at the dentist, Esme told me that when like you go to the dentist, you drink water and spit it back out, to like wash your mouth out.
Yeah.
Well, Esme poured the water in her mouth.
No, that's not mouth. I can feel out.
Yeah. Oh, it fell out of her mouth. And she also got an appointment whilst she was there for her fitting of her braces because Esme and Isabel both want braces. They didn't want the metal ones like over their teeth, so they're having the Invisalign.
They basically look like retainers, basically.
They basically look like retainers, but they're not. They're actual proper braces. Yes, Isla?
Is it like the holes where that guy gets the plastic surgery and he can't put food in his mouth because he's gonna put eat?
Yeah. No, it's. Is it Christmas with the Cranks? Yeah, it's Christmas with the Cranks because they're going on holiday and he gets his teeth whitened. So yeah, that's funny.
I keep biting on my gum as well because on my tongue. I keep biting on my gum, but it doesn't hurt. Like I can bite down on my gum as hard as I can. So
don't do that though.
I know.
Don't.
And the dentist told me not to do that, but
yeah, you'll make it sore and you'll end up with ulcers and things on it. So don't do that. Anyway, Esmé got her appointment. It's the end of January for her fitting for the Invisalign braces, and Isabel will have hers probably around the same time as well. Why is dental treatment so expensive, by the way?
Especially the braces.
You don't even start with the braces. So since we moved, we've been trying to get into a dentist, and the only way we can get into a dentist is private, but even private dentists were not accepting patients. We've only just managed to get into a private dentist, and obviously because it's private, we even have to pay for the children's like dental care. And honestly, you're talking thousands upon thousands just for like five figures just for the braces, both of them. It's crazy. What, Dad? What have you just got? What have you got? What is it? Is it a little chocolate or your advent calendar?
My mouth doesn't work.
Can we have that when we come home? Because we're going to your hospital appointment now. And we're going to go see if your hip's okay. Yeah.
Running a little bit late for this appointment, so Sarah dumped out at the hospital door and I've just driven round to park the car. Feeling rough today, not gonna lie. Like not ill rough, just like I haven't slept at all rough. That's kind of how I feel today. And I definitely look it as well. But after an interesting start at the dentist today, we're at the hospital to hear Mila's fate for her hip. I'm kind of like in two minds as whether I actually want this news today or not. Because when the appointment came through, we had the option to change it to January. And at the time we were like, no, let's just get it over with, it'll be all good. Better to know sooner than later, and hopefully it'll be good news anyway. I don't know how to get out of this car park. I always get lost in here. And this is definitely not the right way. Oh, way out, there we go. So I didn't know whether I wanted to know the news today or not, just because if it's bad news and there's something wrong with the hip or it's popped out again or anything like that, which we've no reason to think it has, but if it has, then that's going to really suck. Hearing that before Christmas, as any bad news like that does, and obviously now that she's older, the treatment, if she needs any more treatment, is much more invasive, much more just detrimental to her life basically. So really sincerely hoping that everything is great and all good and her hip is healing and it's normal. Obviously we've no reason to think that it's not. She walks very, very well, she runs. She's never shown any kind of pain or anything like that in her hip. Or this is like a maze, this car park. So there should be nothing wrong, but you just never know, right? Okay, just saved by a lovely couple then who told me that the way out is one more floor up. But they were also the same, they were like, yeah, this place is a maze. Yes, amazing. Such a nice day today. Give me winter, crispy cold, with that sun and blue, any day, over anything else. So anyway, fingers crossed, everything's all good. Oh, okay, darling, all x-rayed up and ready to go.
Yay!
Fingers crossed, all is good.
Oh,
You like that bear, Mila?
It's a big colourful bear. Say hi.
You like him?
What is it? A dog. It's not a dog, it's a bear. Say hi. It's so pretty. And we're all done and dusted and back at the car. You see this smile? You know, my baby girl's healing well, basically.
I went up the right hand.
So, Chris never knows where he's parked the car. Why do you do this every single time? It's not a maze, you just have to look at what number you park on, they're not exactly small. Basically her hip is doing great, basically. It's healing well. And what they were looking for today is that the hip joint is still in place, which it is. What's that thing that started growing? What's the name of it? Well, that wasn't the name of it, but basically her growth plate has started to show on x-ray, which it wasn't before, so that's good news. Her socket is still very shallow, and you could see that on the x-ray, and he showed us that, but that is quite normal. I've just had to stop recording because there's no idea where he's parked the car. We've been on 3 floors now. I'm getting out of breath walking up and down all the steps. So her socket is still shallow, basically is what I was saying, and because the hip joint is still in place like it should be, where they surgically put it, over time as she's walking around and using her legs, her socket should form around the joint basically. It's still shallow, but she's gonna have another x-ray in 6 months. And oh, I want to kill you right now. It's not here either. She'll have another x-ray in 6 months. But basically, long story short, it's all good. It's good news. It's healing well. Chris said I'm making it sound like there's still something wrong with her.
You just got to explain that. Her hip joint being shallow is the condition,
it's the condition that she's got,
right?
yeah. That's what the condition
and
is.
that heals over time.
It's not
so
like something
it's
new.
Normal.
Yeah, it's not like something new. The shallow hip's what she had, and her hip was dislocated. They put the hip back in place, and that, I literally can't believe you. They put the hip back in place surgically, and she was casted, and it stayed in place. That's what the whole first early appointments were, to make sure the hip had stayed in place. Now the hip needs, the socket needs to form around the joint.
Which is doing.
Which it's doing, yeah, and it's not a quick process. That it'll be over time. Yeah, it's going to take like years for that to happen, but they need to keep an eye on it, make sure it is, you know, gradually, slowly happening. It's still really shallow right now, but in 6 months or so, when we go back for another review, hopefully they can see a difference. Basically, there. Did I explain that better? Except we've still got no car. No, babe, because we're on the ground floor now. We found the car, literally on the bottom level where you come in. So how could you not remember that? It's just where you come in. It's not like you had to go up like 4 levels and you can't remember if you went up 3 or 4. It's literally as you come in.
Are you driving?
You're driving. I drove on the way here.
Okay, swap here. Quick stop off at Starbucks on the way for a chai latte. That's the best bit about just snipping out shopping without the whole clan. Is Starbucks is cheap. Yeah. You don't quite feel the pinch as much when you go for a Starbucks when it's just me and Sarah. Okay, so we're at IKEA and we're about to go for some serious home, Christmas, furniture, makeover, renovation, whatever you want to call it, style stuff. Well, I don't. You tell me.
Because we always do it at Christmas, and then you're always like,
we should have gone.
We should go to IKEA. We should have gone.
We should have gone before Christmas. Yeah. We do that every year. We're always like, remember at the start of December, we're like, we need to get some storage for any new presents, etc.
We'll go grab a trolley.
And then Christmas Day comes and goes, and we're like, oh yeah, we forgot to get that storage. Should we go now? and I hate the chaos of like after Christmas when like nothing's stored away and like the stuff's everywhere, all over the place. Babe, I'm telling you, you're gonna miss that Vito. You need to check it out. There's a Mercedes Vito, like the same car as we have basically, and the dude's obviously converted it into like a camper van, which looks dope. But he's also got a roof decking that sticks out the front of the van, like right over the windscreen. It looks mad. I feel a bit rude filming it there. Check it out. See what I'm talking about? Look at that roof decking right off the front of the van. That's cool, man. Okay, so basically right now what we're doing is at IKEA is we're trying to find a unit that will fit underneath the fire in the kitchen. So yesterday we almost finished all of the wall. There's a couple of paint touch-ups to be done today. And we've got some uplighting to put on. Sarah's clearly obviously told you guys about this. That's what she's telling me they are already now. And we're going to find a unit now underneath the fire, hopefully.
Do you think a unit below the fire will be too much?
I don't know.
I think that'll be a bit too
I don't know if we'll
much.
find one because of the size requirements that we need.
60.
We've got 60 centimetres to work with here, so maybe we will, maybe we won't. But anyway, we need some other shelving, we need some storage for some in a couple of cupboards. Oh, stop the lift. Come in, come in, come in. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is kind of something that would work. I mean, it would really work actually, wouldn't it?
You need to measure it. Where are the little paper tape measures?
Except ours would sit on the floor and it wouldn't be mounted on the wall. The only thing that is annoying in our kitchen is that
Oh dear.
Oh darling! Where we need this to go, there's kind of like a, I'll show you later, but there's kind of like a bit that sticks out from the wall. Like the skirting board isn't all the way straight flat against the wall. It kind of comes out in a little square where some of the piping for the underfloor heating comes into the kitchen.
Surely that's just plyboard on the back of it. You just cut out a little bit with your drill.
Just what now?
Plywood, whatever it's called. Chipboard.
What, on the back of that you mean?
Yeah.
So basically I have to hack the back of this out so that it fits.
I'm sorry, but how nice is that though?
Unless it has legs and the legs are higher than that wouldn't be.
No.
And it still fits.
No, well, I don't want legs.
You want it straight on the floor?
I want it straight on the floor. There needs to be a gap between this and the fire. Otherwise it'll look stupid.
Where's the measurements of it? While Sarah's working that out, me and Mila are going to have a blast. Mila's loving this cat chair. You like the cat chair, Mila? Wow. Oh, yeah. Is it comfy? Yeah? Come on, me Weeze. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so we just worked out that this is actually the list of stuff for this. You can customise it yourself. Like I was saying to Chris, like we wouldn't want the big gaps there because we don't have like game consoles or DVD players or anything like that to go there. So we just want like 4 solid doors. But on this, it looks like you can do just that. So as you can see on the top there, there's the drawer frames. We don't need those. It's 2 separate units basically. So we can just pick and choose what we want off this list. However, we did just realise that if this was set on the floor as opposed to be mounted on the wall, we wouldn't be able to open the doors, or at least the doors would scrape across the floor when we opened them, which wouldn't be ideal. So we're going to keep looking. Now just in the table section, we're looking at tables because our living room doesn't actually have tables, like I was saying in yesterday's vlog, and we did actually buy a table from here. It's this one, and we bought this table. When did we buy this table? Whoa, what's going on with the lighting? There we go. We bought this table about a year ago. Can't remember exactly when, but we've never actually put it up because I couldn't work out like where I wanted it. My vision was to buy another sofa, the same as we've got now, and put them facing each other and then the table in between. Anyway, long story short, we're looking for a table, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on one because, like I say, when we do complete the room, we'll be using this one. But I had my eye on this. I think that's quite nice, and I think that's just what we need, something cheap and cheerful where somebody can put their cup if they're sat on the sofa. I do prefer this one, but I don't know what this handle's all about. Like I wish it was just like the legs and the table and not that big handle. The handle just makes no sense to me. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Get out of bed, you lazy girl.
You going to bed?
No, you're not. Get up.
Mila, you're going to bed now. You going to bed?
Look,
come on then. Let's go.
Get out of the bed.
Yes, you won't,
She
no.
said no, look. No,
Come on,
no,
let's
no.
go.
Come on. No, come on, get out of the bed. Mila, come on. Come on, let's go. Who do you think she is? She's going, Come on.
Is it too comfy?
Are you comfy in that bed? Mila, stop running off my plant pots.
Come here.
What are you doing? Okay, so we found some plants that are the most suitable, basically. I still think they look a bit fake and plastic, but they'll be okay. Well, also, why are fake plants so much more expensive? Like literally so expensive. Anyway, these are the ones that we think will go the best in the kitchen, and now we're just trying to decide on pots to put them in. Do you think that one, Mila? Yeah. And these are the other 2 options. And I think this one. Definitely. With our kitchen. For definite, actually. There's Mila. Oh my gosh, she's such a little munchkin. Get back here!
What? Shut.
Mila! She'll just run as well. But yeah, so we've got pretty much everything I think we came for. I think we're not going to go for that, so I don't know why that one's in there. Oh no, that's our trolley, so I'm going to leave that one there. I'll take it back around in a second. We're going to go for these 2 plants and then 2 of these plant pots. These plant pots are £25 each for a blooming plant pot. Anyway, I've got one of these, picked up one of these because I wanted one for storing jigsaws on them. We've gone for 3 packs of these. There's the other pack, just for Christmas Day. We've got some more placemats just for like us, our everyday daily use, because ours are grubby. We've got, Chris has wanted one of these for ages. He's absolutely buzzing that he's finally got one. It's like a knife. Let's see if I can, you know, it's like a knife thingy-mabobby-doo magnet thing. So we'll put it on the back of the hob. And then we got some new knives to go with that. Another thing that's expensive, knives are so expensive. Okay, so I had no idea what those are, but I just asked Chris, and they are tiered things, I don't know, tiered storage? Tiered. They're basically tiered storage things. We've got some storage boxes. Why have we got so many of them? No idea why he's got so many of those. And then finally, we've got another one of those things that we have juice in. We've not had the orange one for a while because Chris used it as a blooming plant pot or something at one point. We've got some new candles and things down there. And then we've got this, which goes over the sink. And I actually don't know. I just said to Chris, why are we buying that? What does that actually do? And he's like, I don't know. It's just going to look cool. It's not going to look cool though.
You can drain your pasta on it if you want to.
You don't drain your pasta on that. You drain your pasta in a colander or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's one of them type of things. It's just a draining thing for this to the sink.
To be fair, it's a good thing to get because on a morning, for example, with Jason and Mila when they finish their cereal, it takes me about 10 minutes to empty their bowls, trying not to let any cereal fall into the sink because if cereal falls in the sink, no, Chris is dealing with that. Disgusting. So I guess we'll be able to put cereal in that and then just take that off the sink and bang it into the bin, right?
Yeah, exactly.
With cereal in it. What are you doing? Just sat there chilling. So we're also getting that. And I think that's everything. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Are you going to pop the plants on and take them plant pots back that we don't want? And then we're going to get back home. Yes, we are. Mila's going to fall fast asleep so quickly when we get in the car. So quickly. Her belly's full. We got some vegetable ball things, which she absolutely loved. And she's walked the whole way around IKEA, or should I say run all the way around IKEA, literally interested in everything. Look at her. Are you bringing those back, Mila? Pick it up so you don't ruin it. Oh my gosh. Good girl. Let's go. Do you want to hold my hand? Do you want to hold my hand? Clever girl. Let's go. Come on then.
And that's what you call a very successful trip to IKEA. Got everything that we need, pretty much. Just gotta get home now and set it all up.
Where's the car keys?
Have I not given you them?
Nope.
Sorry, my love. I thought I did. Let's get some nice dodgy under chin shots. There you go, babe.
Rather you than me.
Let's go. And boom, just like that, we are back home getting things sorted right now. Sarah's on a top secret mission outside, doing some Christmas things. And I am on a mission to fit everything that we just bought at IKEA. Get it done tonight and sorted. I didn't buy these at IKEA, but these are some uplights that I bought a little while ago on Amazon. I'm just installing these right now, putting the bulbs in and setting them up. These are to go either side of the wood paneling in the kitchen, behind the new plants that we've just bought. So I've done one of them already, but obviously it needs tidying up. But this is kind of the idea, like the uplighting goes behind, or just to the side anyway, of the plant, and it kind of shines up the wall and looks really cool behind the plant. I need to obviously tidy the wires so that they're all behind the paneling and just underneath it, and they run so you can't see the wiring, which I'm going to do in a minute. But I think, like, in general, it kind of looks cool. You can tell better when I switch the light out in this area. You kind of get like the gist, right, of how it's going to look. Like, it's going to look wicked when it's done. Once it's all like tidied up and made to look perfect, I think that's going to look pretty cool. So happy with that right now. I've got my little knife rack I'm going to install above the cooker, which I'm really excited about doing. I've always wanted one of them, just because I'm a loser, and you know, I'm going to install that in a minute. Mila and Jace are currently having a little after dinner snack, and yeah, we're going to crack on and hopefully get some good stuff done. The only thing that's really annoying with these is that because the plug for the bulbs is so deep set into them, you can't actually put the bulb in without removing the outer casing. That you have to unscrew it and then take it off and put the bulb in. Believe me, I've just tried for a long time to do it and you cannot, it's not possible. So, okay, so only issue I've got now is that I don't have a spare plug for the fire to be plugged in. So I need to go rig some sort of extension so that I can plug everything in, but I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to show you guys it at the end when I've rigged up the extension cord as well with it all working, but I think that's pretty cool. That looks boss. I really like it. Looks so good. All it did was it just literally with 2 wall plugs in the wall, bomb. The base behind it just screws on and this just magnetizes straight to that. And I think that looks absolutely wicked. Okay, so I think I love it. Maybe, yeah, I think I do love it. Maybe it's a bit more messy than I imagined it looking now that it's on the wall. But I think I love it. So I'm gonna see what Sarah says when she comes down, when she's done. But I think that looks pretty cool for now.
So, I don't think I like the plants. We went all the way to IKEA and I had such high expectations. I'm so glad we didn't buy the unit. Imagine how messy it would have looked.
Don't change it.
Isabel, Esme and Isla are all saying we're crazy and that it looks amazing.
That looks even better.
That looks better now?
Yeah.
That looks better now. It looks better. But I think it's busy. Have you shown this on camera?
Yeah, not properly.
I don't know if I prefer it without the plants.
Oh no!
Do you not think? Everyone, Isabel, Esme and I were like, no, the plants look amazing. We're just moving in the light, the uplighting around, because I think that's what's making me like, no, it's too much. Mila keeps doing this thing and it's the most adorable thing. She goes, Mama, like proper cheeky. Not just like, Mama, it's like, Mama. Mama. Say ma. Say Mama. How's Esme? Come here. You want Mama? Hello. What are we watching? Bum. Baby bum. Bum. Baby bum?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you got on your face? Say uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. Do you need a little bath? Mila, do you need a bath? I'm just going to ignore you. Maybe if we could just clean the space, because it's a bit messy.
We need the fire back on as well.
And with the fire, yeah. I'm going to clean this area. Okay, we've had a bit of a clean around. Moved the clothes and things that were on here and straightened out the cushions. And I kind of like it. I don't know, the trees are just bigger than I thought. They're actually taller than me. They're like 6 foot. And we can't have the fire on because we don't have enough plugs around there. So we need like an adapter, which will stop that wire coming down and mean we can use the fire. But I think it might grow on me. I think it might grow on me. It's not what I was expecting. It's really annoying me that the plants are not equal, which is so pathetic, I know. But, oh my gosh, Mila and Esme are having the blast right now. What do you guys think? I don't know what it is that's bugging me about it. I do like it, but I don't know. There's something. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Do the plants look okay? Oh, no, I need to go see what these two are doing because they are being so flipping cute. What's going on in here? Oh. See, when I then walk back in here, I'm like, no, I do like it. It looks nice. I'm overthinking it. That's what Isabel says. Stop overthinking it. It looks nice. Maybe it's just because they are quite a big feature and I'm not used to them being there.
Is it a bit too dark in this we're filming now?
I'll tell you what's a good thing though.
What?
We didn't buy a unit. A unit would not. A unit would have been way too much. I knew it would have been as well. No, it's not too dark in here. It's fine. Definitely a unit would have been way too much in here. I think it's like bordering too much now, but I do like, I am a kind of a more than less type of person. So I tend to put more in and yeah, but I think this is literally at the limits right now. Maybe it's the plants. Do you think it's the plants?
I like it now.
Do you like it now?
I think it's a bit imposing, but because we're not used to it, I think you just need to...
Yeah, it's a bit imposing, that's the thing. Maybe that one is turning around, because they're exactly the same, but because that one is turning around a bit. Yeah. No, maybe I do love it, actually. I'm just not used to it, that's all. Chris and the girls like it, and I do like it.
I don't all the way love it.
I just don't all the way love it. Yeah, I'm just not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how good it looks. I'm just not like that. I'm just like, yeah, it's all right. I'm just like that. What I do love though is your knife thingy-my-bobby-do. How cool does that look? Have you filmed that?
Yeah.
I've been busy doing like baby and me things, so I've not even been in the house for the last couple of hours. Anyway, I think we're going to end the vlog here. Have you filmed anything whilst I've been out? Okay, we're ending the vlog then, because I need to go get a bath. And I've got sleepy eyes because it's been a long day. It's been a fun day today. So grateful that Mila's hip is all healing well. That was the most important thing that I wanted to get out of today, and we managed to do that. So that is all good. Tomorrow is our last day we have free. It's not free at all, but I mean, everything has to be done for Christmas by tomorrow night. Everything. And I mean everything, like the food shop, everything that you could imagine needing doing before Christmas Day needs doing. Do you know what? I saw on someone's status a few days ago. Someone did it like a status type thing on Instagram. And it was something like, I love Christmas time, but I honestly can't wait. But is anyone else with me? I can't wait until next week, until it's all over and I can just relax. And I remember reading that, like, I think it was in Disney when I read it, and I was thinking, are you crazy? Why would you want Christmas to be over? It's like the most wonderful time of the year for a lot of people. I know not everyone. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, no way, I absolutely love Christmas. No, that's not me. And like tonight, I'm like, no, that is actually a little bit me. Actually, that is a little bit me. I want to sit down on an evening without 8,000,011 things on my mind, on my to-do list. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so busy for everyone at this time of year and stressful for multiple reasons. And just, whilst there's so much joy and happiness and fun, I think we sometimes forget like the amount of effort and work, all the little finer details and everything that goes into, you know, giving your child a good Christmas. Anyway, I'm not moaning right now. I'm just saying I'm with that woman. I thought I wasn't. I thought I was like, no way, that's not me. It's definitely me. I'm looking forward to next week when it's all wrapped up and I don't have so many things on my to-do list. Anyway, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow, our last full day before the festive begin. And the vlog will be here, waiting for you at 5 PM. That was so cheesy. The vlog will be here waiting for you. Chris is currently fighting.
You need to stop talking.
I know, I need to stop talking. Chris is fighting with the bins right now. Right, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5 PM. Good night, guys. Mwah.